So what if I told you that the sneaker resale business was actually all just a lie, and that some of the biggest and most high profile sneaker resellers, as well as sneaker resale shops, were actually being supported by organized crime rings? And not only that, but some of these individuals actually happen to work for Nike themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, we got a crazy story today, and it looks like as far as being a sneakerhead in 2024, not only do you have to fight off the botters who buy up all the inventory online, you got the scalpers partaking in early backdoor activity, but you now have resellers who actually have access directly to Nike's inventory, being able to access thousands of unreleased pairs before they actually drop, sometimes sneakers that don't even actually release. So today we're going to be unraveling an elaborate sneaker resale scheme that has been lengthily investigated by law enforcement for months now. So according to the LA Times, under the scheme, detectives say the suspects exploited loopholes in Nike's distribution system, starting at the source, a main hub in Southeast Memphis, the origin of products shipped nationwide by the sportswear giant. The thieves printed fake shipping labels and paid off employees at UPS and Nike to deliberately misdirect or redirect cartons of shoes to locations across LA, according to detectives. On January 10th, Nike employees in Memphis discovered 10 cartons of shoes in the back of a US Postal Service truck, each with an original shipping label that had been covered by a pre-addressed mailing label for the private carrier, UPS. The next day, Nike intercepted another 8 of these over-labeled cartons, which contained shoes unavailable for sale or resale within their worldwide supply chain. In the theft ring, detectives say members would intercept packages with swap labels, snatching them up somewhere along the supply chain of docks, highways, and warehouses. Sometimes they would hijack packages by swapping addresses with the shipping companies after they had left Nike's warehouse. So essentially, according to this investigation, this organized crime ring of sneaker resellers were on some departed type shit where they actually had members infiltrate Nike. So they had people that actually worked at Nike, as well as the mail carrier service, which according to the report, it says the Nike employees had access to areas where unreleased shoes were stored, and they actually happened to be working on the same day the mislabeled shipments were discovered. So essentially they would have access to like full unreleased shipments, like let's say an unreleased sneaker that's about to drop, like the Jordan 4 military blue. So Nike in the warehouse, they would have shipments ready to be delivered to a particular retail shop. These individuals would then go ahead and mislabel the packages once they were intercepted by the mail carrier service, which actually happens to work for the organized crime ring as well. Once it gets into their hands, it's pretty much out of there. And sometimes these individuals were even mislabeling and mailing these shipments directly to themselves. So it looks like this story gets even deeper. So if you recall, sometime last month, there was a very high profile arrest in the world of sneakers. So an individual by the name of Roy Lee Harvey of Memphis, he was actually arrested at Project Blitz, a very well-known resale establishment. And the reason that he was arrested was because, according to law enforcement, he was actually delivering stolen products, which were directly tracked by Nike, which issued a search warrant of the Project Blitz facility. Thus, we got the headline, there's a current ongoing investigation of $5 million worth of stolen Nike inventory at Project Blitz. So the reason that this individual was actually targeted was because these packages, remember that we were talking about early, some of the boxes that were mislabeled and directly mailed to certain individuals' apartments. Well, some of these packages actually happened to turn up at Mr. Roy Lee Harvey's apartment, and he actually happens to be from Memphis himself. So I feel like this is gonna actually, unravel many skeletons here in the sneaker resale market. We do see that, a lot of botters are actually starting to quit the game. We see some resale shops shutting down, as well as some resellers starting to give up. And I feel like, while there are still many of these high profile resellers and resale shops, I feel like this really exposes that maybe some of these resellers aren't really doing as well, and maybe this resale business isn't as lucrative as they present it to be. As we all know, like resale prices have definitely been going down throughout the years. There's not that high demand for people to pay ridiculous prices for sneakers, which, they could just cop at retail. We know like every week Nike's dropping hundreds of different pairs. So people aren't really looking to fork out that type of money, especially in this type of an economy. So I feel like this is really exposing that the sneaker resale business isn't really what we thought it was. And some of these individuals are actually partaking in, buying stolen products just to keep afloat. So according to reseller Frank Garriola, a manager and head buyer at Cool Kicks LA, he said The major resellers take steps to ensure that they're not dealing in stolen or fake gear, he said. It is unrealistic though to expect them to account for where all of the sneakers they buy actually come from. So let me know what you guys think down below. Of course, this is currently an ongoing investigation, but I feel like this really unravels a lot of skeletons, a lot of crazy stuff going on over at Nike, as well as with the mail carrier. So it looks like these resale organized crime rings, haven't been stopped just yet, but we are starting to unravel some of their schemes right here. So just something I wanted to touch bases on. Of course, a lot of people were interested with the whole Project Blitz warehouse being raided last month. So just wanted to give you guys a little follow up. It looks like this story is starting to unravel, but if we get any more updates, of course, I will let you guys know. So let me know what you guys think about everything down below. Is this whole sneaker resale game all just a facade? Of course, I know there are releases, that people go for, but overall, I feel like a lot of this resale business isn't really what we once thought it was. So comment down below if you guys enjoyed today's video. Help me out by dropping a thumbs up. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. I'm JA. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.